Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Prayer to the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives one knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, in order to understand the events that are currently happening on the earth, so we get a much better understanding of things that are soon to come on the earth. I was doing a little reading right now, and I came across something that was very important. And I just wanted to share a couple of these verses with you to let you know that we have already experienced the fourth beast of Revelation. And the one who has been given the worldly authority has been working to hide all of the things that they've already accomplished over, these last few hundred years. We're going to take a real quick look at the book of Daniel. Let me get this over here going. So you can see how if you look at Daniel 23, it's going to talk about the fourth beast, but it's going to give you something that differentiates it from the other beasts. It says, thus, this is Daniel 7, verse 23. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all other kingdoms. So this fourth one is going to be diverse from all the other kingdoms. What's going to make it diverse? What's going to make it different? Let's look. And shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down, and break it in pieces. All right? So this fourth kingdom, or fourth beast, is going to pretty much tread down the entire world. It's going to devour the whole world. Now, see, when you look at the statue of Daniel, they did not. Three of those kingdoms did not take over the whole world. Maybe the whole known world unto the Gentiles, but it never got the opportunity to take over the fourth part. Now let's read that. Let's look at that again. The fourth kingdom upon the earth shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down, and break it in pieces. Now, the beast or the country that was used to devour the whole earth is in charge, or pretty much has all, or the vast majority of the records hidden under their church in the Vatican archives. So they're the ones that are sitting on all the information that can prove who's who, what's been destroyed, what's being hidden, what was really over here in the new world. They have all that information. So when people are always asking for us to prove everything, you can't, because the beast is hiding all the information. So that's, and they hold themselves up into these lofty positions, and they expect us to be able to answer everything while they're hiding all the information. They don't get to play both parts. They don't get to hide all the information and then tell you to prove it while they're hiding everything. It doesn't work like that. Now let's take a look at 24. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall rise, and another shall rise after them. And he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue the 3 kings. Okay? So we're talking about like people taking over these lands over here. We're talking about kingdoms that are going to be taking over the fourth part. So you got Spain who came over here. You got other little countries that came over here, and eventually England took over as well. So that's what these are diverse kingdoms here at the end. These final kingdoms, are diverse. They're different than the other 3. Babylon took care of its area over there in the 3 parts. The Persians and Medes took over the known world over there. The Greeks took over the world over there. The Romans first, the legs, took over the known parts over there in the 3 parts. All right. Then eventually that kingdom, the Romans were taken down, but then they were revived, and they finished the job by coming over here. That makes Rome and Spain, part of that whole fourth beast, because it came over here and took over the whole world. It devoured the whole world. That is the main thing that we want to talk about. So the only way they can try to make it seem like this is a future prophecy is by saying, oh, there's going to be an antichrist. He's going to rise up and he's going to take over the whole world. It wasn't us that took over the whole world. So you see in these churches, Catholic means universal, means everyone. So they got their opportunity. Just in their name alone, it tells you that they were this power that was going to take over the entire world. That's exactly what they've done. All right, now look at 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High. Right? And that's what they've done. They've made themselves God. They gave you Caesarea. They made the people worship their God. Okay? And shall wear out the saints of the Most High. They took us captive, put us in slavery, killed us, worked us to death, everything. It was the Spaniards. It was these European countries. Same thing. Okay? And wear out the saints of the Most High and think to change times and laws. Well, they set up their own calendars. They got to have the Julian calendar. We're going to get into the Gregorian calendar as well. But they set up the Julian calendar. And it was off. It was like, I think it was missing 12 minutes a year. So if over centuries, the days were all off. Everything was all off. So that's how they changed the times. They changed the laws. They changed the Sabbath. They changed it to Sunday. And they made everybody worship, their Sabbath, their laws. They said all the laws were done away with. They gave you Christmas. They gave you Easter. They gave you all of that. So that fits them perfectly. And they shall be given into his hand unto a time and times and a dividing of time. So we were given into their hands for a time. Now, what I want to look at before I continue is talking about when they gave the fourth part to the Spaniards, to Columbus, to the Spaniards, and eventually to the English and all these European nations. Let's go to Revelation 6 and 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And his name that sat on him was Death. That's what they brought over here to the fourth part. And hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. So they brought those dogs over here. They destroyed us. So this was all part of prophecy that happened when, the Spaniards came over here under the control of the church, the Catholic Church. So Catholic Church, Christianity, same thing. Doesn't matter. As much as they try to make it seem like they've made a separation, it doesn't matter. Now, what does it say now about the judgment of this, church and of these nations that came over here? If you go to 26, it says, but the judgment shall sit, and they shall take, let's go here, take away his dominion and consume and to destroy it unto the end. So they have already been warned for a bunch of time, and then they are now going to be judged. The warnings are in the book of what's going to happen at the end. The judgment shall sit. Now you look at it, March 2020, and how everything has changed since then. So we're here. And the judgment, I'm read it again, but the judgment shall sit. So no matter how powerful they think they are, no matter how much they try to change prophecy and make it sound like it wasn't them, the Most High knows that the judgment is going to sit on them because it's already been set. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. Now, it doesn't say another extra 7 years. It says once that time is over with, it's over. As that last video was talking about how they even admitted that they can't even expect to have pre-March 2020 lives again. Full stadiums, full restaurants, going to the parks, weekend games. That's not happening anymore. What does 27 say? And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. We all know who the saints are. The dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. The Most High has given that to his chosen people, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. That's what we're looking at right now. So when you start hearing people try to give you that whole breakdown of these things are going to happen in the end, I'm showing you right now how they've already happened. The fourth kingdom started with Columbus, him being brought over here, given access to these lands, and then putting us down and taking over here. I'm getting a lot more information I'm going to be bringing out, but I wanted to at least get it started with this right now. As you can see, everything fits. If you start looking at history, see, they make it sound like everything's got to fit in the future. They're just going to get a pass on everything that's happened in the past. You know, they're not going to have to worry about paying for all the things that they've done to us and hidden. So they got plenty of information about how horrible, how all the things they've done to our people over there. Hidden. Just because they hide it doesn't mean that they're not, the Most High doesn't know. So I'll just bring you just quick little, little breakdown of these couple of scriptures here, and you can see how first three, we're all dealing with the three parts over there in Europe, or Asia, Africa. That's all, that whole area over there. Everything was revolving around history over there. They're trying to take Daniel right here and apply it to only those places over there. But that fourth kingdom was going to get dominion over the whole earth. See, they didn't let you know that. They didn't let you know that they weren't allowed to come to the fourth part. So they hid all that information. So you didn't realize that when the dominion they're talking about is the fourth part. The dominion of over the whole earth means that they got our lands over here. They got our holy lands over here, which they never had option. They never had the opportunity to get. They know that. They know they weren't allowed to come over here. But now you're seeing how, these here prophecies of Daniel fit perfectly with Columbus coming to the New World and them actually trying to hide absolutely everything. You got the part where, they hid, they changed times. They've done that. They changed the laws. They've done that. They wore out the saints when they got over here and enslaved us, Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom together, all that. So if what I'm saying is not true, that then would mean that we're heading into the worst calamity all over again. I don't know how they're going to get control over the earth when they already have control over the earth right now. We don't, the saints of the Most High, the people of the Most High, we don't have any say. We don't have any power. The Gentiles have the power over the whole earth. So they get to just, they get the power over the earth again and get to destroy us again. Makes no sense. I just wanted to bring this to you real quick. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.